Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be talking about how I went vegan and how you can too. Ding! I get loads of questions by like 3 or 4 people in my life on how and why I went vegan. I have been vegan now almost 4 years. I should probably write that down. I don't know. I slowly transitioned from vegetarian into veganism very quickly, and this is how I went vegan and how you can too, as I said. So the first thing is obviously understanding what you can and cannot consume on a vegan diet. Now, me personally, I abstain from all meat, dairy, eggs, fish, seafood, poultry, animal products in general, so things like honey as well. And then in terms of my life outside of consuming food, my life is pretty much consuming food. In terms of then what I buy, I try to avoid products that have been tested on animals, products that contain animal products like honey and lanolin and beeswax and things like that. I avoid, in terms of my cosmetics, I then avoid buying wool and silk and things on leather and things of those nature that involve animal exploitation. So essentially veganism is trying to the utmost degree to reduce the suffering to animals, to help your own personal health, as well as then make an impact in terms of saving the environment as well. So I'm not going to get into the sciencey stuff because there is plenty people on YouTube, on the internet, on the documentaries I'm going to talk about. They can tell you more about the scientific sort of side behind veganism, but this is just going to be a real personal story of me as a person. If we cast our minds back to January 2016, I was eating at a place that's going to remain unnamed, but I was eating at a place and I picked up some chicken and I just looked down at this chicken and I thought, I can't actually tell what part of the animal this has come from, which back in the day in like my carnivore ways, I was not even fussed looking down at it and thinking this is a dead animal on my plate. I was more concerned that I couldn't identify what part of dead animal I was eating. Oh god, even saying that is really awful. But this sort of jollied me along to be like, what am I even putting in my body when I say I'm eating beef or pork or chicken, or, you know, what am I actually eating? Is something with hooves and a heart a food group? It's up to everyone's own debate. This is again just my story. I'll keep continuing. So from there I just slowly started going vegetarian, and for the next 4 months or so I ate vegetarian, and then I moved home for a little bit and like dabbled in meat again, really sadly. Anyway, and then over the course of the next 12 months I just educated myself. I watched documentaries, I watched YouTube videos, I read articles, I watched things on the news, and I couldn't turn a blind eye to it anymore. I was like, if I can live, thrive, survive without putting these things in my body, then why am I putting these things in my body? If I can, you know, running, jumping, climbing trees, have a strong, healthy body for a 23-year-old woman, why shouldn't I? Without consuming animal products. So I'd already had a health scare, as I'm sure you can see on this channel. I had thyroid cancer and it was slowly growing in my body from when I was about, we've never really pinpointed it, but from the end of being 19, 20, 21 is when it was growing. I was diagnosed just before my 22nd birthday. So I was very health conscious, and I was like, wow, I can be healthy, if not healthier, without consuming animal products and eating meat and things. And again, I'd grown up in a world, in the Western world, in London, United Kingdom, I was a school athlete, so I was essentially told that it is natural, normal and necessary to eat meat, drink milk, have eggs to get, you know, your nutrients, your protein, and be healthy. That is what I was told for the first 22 years of my life. As I then started watching these videos, which I will definitely tell down below the exact names of things, but I was watching things like What the Health was the catalyst for me. I had already cut out dairy products since I was a child because I used to suffer with eczema and dry skin, and that was not fun. So one of the things my GP recommended back when I was like maybe 10 or 11 was to cut out cow's milk, which I did. So I haven't actually had a glass of milk since I was probably about 10 or 11. And again, like looking back, I'm like, well, if a GP was recommending I didn't drink cow's milk for health reasons, then why do we, oh, I don't know, I'll leave that up to you. So then the next thing was all the meat went, and so eggs, I was very guilty of having 2 scrambled eggs with peanut butter pretty much every day, because it was just really easy to just do it in the microwave because I'm liver. And then with peanut butter, yeah, it tasted really nice, and that was the last thing for me, obviously, because I went veggie. But I just remember one day I was actually really hungover and I watched What the Health on Netflix, and I was like, it was like I'd been wearing a blindfold for 23 years and someone was just like bloop, and I was like, wow. It was, and I know again that has been, it's faced a lot of backlash with things like cherry picking studies and making the claims of things, you know, cigarettes are literally equatable to a fry up of meat and sausages and bacon and stuff. So I know there are some things in it that have since been a bit like meh, but that was just the start for me. And then I literally was just researching everything, like anything I could find on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Like Earthling Ed and Mike the Vegan were very important in my, like the first year of my like transition to a vegan diet and a vegan lifestyle. I think the why, your why has to be so strong, because so many people are like, oh, you'll eventually go, no. No. If I can live, thrive and survive by, you know, all understandings of that word without eating dead animals or exploiting animals, then why would I not? That is my why. I'm like, I just can't ever see a world where someone can, I'm trying, you know, over the last year I've gotten a little bit more like sympathetic with the other side, because in the beginning I was very like militant vegan and I was like, my way or the highway, which you do sort of have to be, and I still sort of am like that. And but I have become, you know, whatever, it's your choice, but the animals don't get a choice. So if by all means we can, it's as simple as when you go to the shops, instead of reaching for the meat, you reach for the fake meat, or like in the most basic sense of things, pasta, rice, bread, beans, fruits, vegetables. Like the most basic of food is just vegan as is. So you make a choice 3 times a day minimum of what you put in your body. If you are able to and you can make the choice for what you put in your body to be vegan, why not? You know, it's, I don't want to get into like the emotive side of it, because I know for some people that's like a complete turn off, but for me, like if you just think of the practicality of it, like because you can, you almost should. I don't know, because I'm not here being like everybody has to do it and blah blah blah, but it's not about one person being 100% perfect. It's about 100 people being a couple of percent perfect. I wish one day there was a vegan world, and I hope to live to see a vegan world. But I understand that there are other things, and hopefully with, you know, the unprecedented times right now, we can move towards a more compassionate, kind, vegan world. Ding. You know, it gets serious when I start flip-flopping my hair. fix that. Anyway, flip-flop my hair. So at the core of it all, it's like, why wouldn't I? If there is a choice to reduce the suffering of animals, to improve my health, and to, as a tertiary thing, like if you need 3 reasons, you're helping the environment, cool. Like at the base of it all, you can just be like animals, health, environment, animals, health, environment. And for me, animals are, I love dogs, I love animals. There's no difference between a dog and a cat. Wait, yeah, like, yeah, no difference between a dog and a cat. There's no difference between a dog and a pig, a dog and a cow. To me, I love animals, so I don't eat animals. It's just what it is. It's what it is. The why is so strong for me that I cannot see it changing. We vote with our dollar. By what we demand from big businesses is what they will then in turn provide to us. So it's all just about voting with your dollar and making sure that you are making kind, compassionate, I'm so compassionate about the word, I can't even say it. Make kind, compassionate choices with the things you put in your body, the things you put on your body, and just the way you treat the planet and treat the other beings on this planet. Like, again, this is not just like, veganism is showing compassion to all. I don't think I'm better than anyone because I'm vegan. Vegans think that we are all equal. Humans, pigs, dogs, cats, cows, humans, non-human animals, we are all equal. So the whole law of people thinking vegans are better, people think vegans think they're better, is just at the core of the values of veganism. Doesn't make sense, because veganism is about equality. We are all equal. So I'm not going to eat an animal because we are equal. At the core of it all. This is probably going to start some sort of discussion and people are probably going to be upset, but I really hope, I'm hoping that I've given you at least like a small insight into the other side of the coin. If we can, we should reduce suffering to animals, improve our health, and be kind to the planet. Kindness and compassion is pretty cool. And that's how I feel. So, gosh, you know I'm into it now because I'm playing with my hair. I will always be vegan. I will leave some links down below on how you guys can also in turn go vegan. I would more than happy elaborate on this if there's any key points you would like me to elaborate on, or if you want to debate me, again, I'll try and come up with answers that are from my brain and be on a more humanistic thing rather than, you know, fighting with big companies, big organisations, things like that. Well, maybe there's a one-on-one chat, we'll see, that I then share with the internet. I would also happily do like vegan hauls, vegan cooking, all that fun stuff, like the vegan activism I try to do every day, the vegan education I try to give myself, you know, as frequently as I can, just to keep up to date with everything that is going on in the world, in science, in veganism. Like I said, I'm not a scientist, but I do like to try and understand the facts and figures and have facts and figures that I can say at people when they like start murmur. But hey, I feel better. I feel happiness. I run, jump, climb trees, like I said. I have long hair, long nails. I look like a normal skin, face. I don't know. I'm enjoying it. Vegan for life.